Matt, I
Yeah,
have something great I want to tell you about and
Mm.
our listeners.
do it. Do it.
We have some amazing and exciting news. We are launching a Patreon. Woo!
Woo!
For those of you that want to hear more of us and our amazing reviews, you can join us at the bar for more booze and reviews. Where we will not just give you tons of great new cocktails or wine, as Matthew likes.
Yes, my favorite.
But we will also be reviewing franchises because sometimes you don't want to devote all that time. So we will let you know, should you invest or should you say no?
Right.
We have a level for everyone. There is 5, 7, 10, 20, or you can buy us a drink, which is at your own level donation. So if you love what we do, and we know you do, the numbers tell us so, and want to join us, come join us at the After Hours bar.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister, Vetta.
What up, my dudes?
What up? On this episode, we are going to be, since it's March, we're going to be doing March Madness. So our theme for this month is basketball. Yeah. So for this episode, we are going to be doing Space Jam. And if you guys remember, during season 1, we did Space Jam 2, our Space Jam Legacy, which was a complete train wreck. So we're doing
I wouldn't want that to be my legacy.
Right on. So we are going to be doing the OG Space Jam.
Question is, we'll answer this at the end, but did it hold up to the test of time? Did you like it as a kid? And is it still as good as an adult?
Right. Exactly. All right. But before we get into all of that, we are going to answer the most important question of the night. And that is, Vetta, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Courtside Punch.
Nice.
It was a non-alcoholic drink, but I added vodka to it.
Yeah,
so
you gotta make it fancy.
Delicious.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
What's
in it?
Drink? Oh, what's in it? Let me tell you. Okay, so it's got cranberry juice, orange juice, limeade, Sprite, and like I said, I added vodka.
Right on.
Super, super yummy.
Yeah. No, it sounds delicious. So I am having what is called a jump shot. But I have to just say, I've been drinking these for like a hot minute. So I made them early. So this has vodka, orange juice, amaretto, and then cream. Now, I just want to say right now, when I made it earlier, I put the cream in it, and it like, I don't know if it's soured or whatever, but it was like chunks of cream in my beverage. And I was like, did I do this wrong? So this one has everything but the cream. I was like, I'm not putting that in there. I don't want that in there at all. It was just weird. I don't like things floating in my beverages, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I don't drink that boba tea or whatever.
Boba tea. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I can't.
I did it once and I was like, never again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want things coming up in my straw.
Exactly. All right. So now I want to ask you, did you see this movie when it first came out?
I did.
And did you see it in the theater?
You know, I don't think so. I don't know if I saw it.
I didn't.
I saw it on video because it came out,
VHS.
and I know this is gonna sound funny. It's also gonna show my age. It came out my senior year in high school. So I think, I'm not 100% sure. You probably would remember. I think it was like, because do you remember when we were kids, Friday night was pizza and movie night in our house?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was one of our movie night movies. I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
But I remember watching it at our house.
Right on. Yeah, no, we definitely watched it on VHS, or at least I think we did. I remember going to Blockbuster.
I was gonna say it was totally a Blockbuster, and it was a new release, because they had the wall of we guarantee. It was like one of those guaranteed videos or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, because
So real quick, overall, what did you think about this movie?
Well, I'm just going to say now it did not withstand my memory. And
Gotcha.
I'm
See,
so sorry. I remember it being amazing. And for some reason in my brain, I really thought Bill Murray was a bigger part of it
I
than he
agree with the Bill
was.
Murray part. I honestly thought he was a bigger role. And then when he showed up for a hot second, I was like, oh, interesting. I also I thought the basketball game was like a little bit longer. Like I was all like, oh, it wasn't as long as I thought it was, you know?
See, and I know we made the comment, I'm pretty sure we made the comment when we did the Legacy Space Jam that their basketball game was really short. And I'm like, and this one was longer. So clearly both of us thought that this one, but you don't even get to the basketball game until there's like 20 minutes left in the
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
And it takes a really long time to get up there. There's so much useless information.
And yeah, we're going to talk about when they go to Michael Jordan's house and gets that basketball outfit. We're going to talk about that because I have thoughts. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about the Space Jam theme song. Okay, so here's okay. So I pulled up the lyrics because I really want to talk. So it's like everybody get up. It's time to slam now. And then so it's like welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. And I was like, what does that even? I already go. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Right, because that makes it sound like the Space Jam's a club, and we're going there, and we're gonna do like line dancing,
right?
And we're doing the electric slide.
Exactly. So, and then it's like party people in the house. Let's go. It's your boy, and then the guy that J-Ski and everything. So, and then it's like pass that thing and watch me flex behind my back. You know what's next. To the jam, all your face. What's up? Just feel the bass, drop it, rock it down the room, shake it, quake it, space, kaboom. I'm all now when I heard that, because I've listened to this song like plenty of times this week, but I was like, what's going on here? This is a weird song. I am not enjoying it, but at the same time, I'm all like enjoying it.
I definitely think those lyrics were definitely written for like the cartoon aspect of it, not the people, the 2D or 3D or whatever they call it world.
Right. And I just want to, so, yeah, which by the way, also in this song, they say QCD. Do you know what that means?
No.
I didn't look it up either. Okay. Cause he mentions that a lot in this thing. All right. We won't go through the rest of the lyrics, but, I just want to say, go look at the lyrics when you listen to the song. It's fun. Kind of, I don't know. Anyways. All right. Let's get into this movie. Okay. So it starts off with him as a little boy and he's playing basketball in his, dirt yard. And his dad comes out and he's like, hey, man, what's the matter? He's like, I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, so you just went outside to play basketball? What time is it?
I thought that too. I went, you couldn't sleep. So your thoughts were, I'm going to go shoot hoops in the backyard. And he's fully dressed in like, normal clothes, not pajamas. So
yeah, and then his dad's, and then he's like, well, I one of these days I'm gonna fly or whatever he says like that, and then he's like, Dad, I'm gonna play I'm gonna play baseball or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, sure you are, and
after he retires from basketball,
yeah, exactly, and then he and then he scores a basket or whatever, and then we flop over to the Space Jam theme song. And then we go to the aliens on Mount Moron or whatever?
Mount Moron. Yes.
What did you think of Mount Moron? Did this look like a fun place to you?
This did not look like someplace I wanted to visit. It looked like a really shitty theme park that someone started but didn't have the money to finish.
Right on. My first thoughts when seeing Mount Moron was, are aliens animated? What's going on here? Like what? Like, why are the aliens animated? It was very awkward to me. But I was like, okay, fine. I'm here. Let's check it out.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So they don't get any, like, the customers don't like the theme park anymore. And so he starts asking his little gulob men, whatever they're made of, those little alien creatures. He's like, what can we do to make this place spice it up a little bit? And they're like, we could be goofy. And then one of them says loony. And because one of them said loony, he's all like, we need to capture the Looney Tunes. And as soon as I said that, I was like, wait, what?
How do they know about the Looney Tunes?
Yeah, exactly. Like they had a bunch of TVs there, but I go, Looney Tunes is your first reaction? Is it because you're all animated? It was really weird.
Maybe it's their heroes. I don't know. I was very confused too on why they went with the Looney Tunes. I was more confused on how did they know? But hey.
Right. Yeah. So then we go over to, so then Michael Jordan is playing his a baseball game, right? And I have to ask you this, Vetta, because I don't remember Michael Jordan being a great baseball player. So my question for this is, in this movie, why did they pamper him? They treat him so like he's just like the greatest thing ever to baseball. And was Newman his personal assistant in real life?
I think
like
it's his agent.
I think
Newman's his agent.
Oh, because the whole time I was like, Newman, is this your side hustle, buddy? What's going on here?
But I think Newman is his agent, and I kind of get the whole thing that he's kind of like maybe Newman's only client.
Like a Jerry Maguire situation.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done that movie. Okay. I mean, like they
basketball movie, that's football.
Yeah, that's true. They help him out so much that even the other team helps him out. When the catcher's all like, yeah, don't hit this one. I'm all like, why are you helping him? You want to win this game. I'm like, what is going on here?
Because he's Michael Jordan. He's amazing.
Yeah, but so basketball. What? I'd be all like, yeah, beat Michael Jordan's ass today. Okay. So then,
and I don't know, in real life, was his dad like a Major League Baseball player?
I have no idea.
Because in the backyard scene, he's like, when I retire from basketball, I'm going to play baseball just like you.
I listen, you're asking the wrong person.
It. Yeah, it was a question I wrote down and I should have Googled.
Right on. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so then an animated spaceship flies over the baseball field. I don't know how you feel about this, but I was like, where is the government at this point in time? Like they should have been flying, like be like, round up the Harrier jets or whatever. Cause I'm all like, what's going on here? Spaceships just don't fly over anywhere, just willy-nilly.
Do they not take them seriously because they're animated?
Right.
Oh,
right.
It's just an animated one. It's fine.
Yes. And like the alien, like Michael Jordan later on, which we'll talk about, the aliens fly down and they fly underground to Looney Town or whatever it's called, Toonville or whatever. And
all I thought the whole time was like, the Looney Tunes live in Middle Earth.
That's what I said. I'm all like, what's going on here? Is everything underneath us right now? Like we did Godzilla versus Kong and there was that monster world. And I'm all like, is everything in the middle of the earth right now? It's so weird.
I thought it was a giant ball of molten lava in the
exactly.
I didn't realize there were whole new worlds there.
Exactly. I mean... it's definitely like Swiss cheese now. There's tunes, there's monsters. What are we gonna get?
Right. Okay. They've got their own, what is it called? The UN. They've got their own UN down there.
Yeah. They're like those earth dwellers, those top dwellers are weird. So right. Okay. So they
come down here. We got to keep them away.
Yeah. So they go down there because they're gonna kidnap the Looney Tunes and everything. And then and I want to talk about their little meet and greet later. Okay, so oh no, I want to talk about it now. So the aliens and the tunes, they have like a little meeting and they get in this auditorium, which I want to talk about way later on because I have thoughts. And the aliens are like, we're going to kidnap you. And they're like, you can't, it's in the rule book. You can't just take us and everything. And it's just a writing on a piece of paper. And I'm all like, okay, let's go with this. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to roll. Okay. And they decide they're going to play basketball. And I'm all like, why? But it's like, whatever.
Out of all the things, like they couldn't have picked, like, you've got to you've got to catch the Roadrunner. Right. They couldn't have done something like that. They went basketball.
Yeah, anything. But it's a movie and they got to do it because it's Michael Jordan. Okay. So they get these, so they decide basketball. So then the aliens go to steal players' talents, right? And I don't know how you felt about this, but it was very weird to me that they snuck out, they like turned into a mist or like a jelly or whatever, and then they went in. And this is my whole thing. Okay, so Michael Jordan can see Bugs Bunny, and Michael Jordan's kids in he can see the Bugs Bunny and all the tunes in their tune world. So at first I was like, okay, they can't see those little aliens stealing the players' powers because they're cartoons, and in the real world we can't see cartoons. But then that went out the window because later on Michael Jordan's kids sees Bugs Bunny, and then Dennis Nedry sees Bugs Bunny, and apparently Bill Murray does too. But I was all like,
I think it's because they're aliens. You can't see the alien mist because it reminded me of two things. First, it reminded me of the Blob. Do you remember the Blob had the little hand that would grab, would come out of the Blob? But then it also reminded me of the guy from the Twilight movies that controls the little smoky stuff out of it and it wiggles through.
I don't remember that one, but sure.
But I was like, this is weird because clearly the lady can see the aliens because she's like, I thought you got us better seats because she's sitting next to a weirdo.
So they steal the abilities of these basketball players. And I have two things that I want to talk about right now, even though they happen later on in the movie. The first one is the NBA, their leadership goes fucking mental, okay? Because they're all like, we need to shut down the NBA. And the other players are all like, this is witchcraft and everything. I was like, what is going on?
Gas mask. The players that put on gas mask.
Yes. I'm all like one guy mentioned this is the invasion of the body snatchers. I was like, are you fucking serious right now, dude? You fucking serious? I just go like, what's going on here? And then later on, hold on, I wrote it down.
Everyone gets involved and he tries to explain to him that happened 3,000 miles away in New York. And he's like, get dressed in the hallway. So they're like, okay with that, but they slide on like, World War I gas masks. They're not even like new ones.
Right. Yeah, no, it's so crazy. And then there's this montage, and it's later on in the movie, but I want to talk about it now so we can get it like out of the way. So there's this montage. These players cannot function as human beings. They can't.
The part where it shows them being like tested on, and they're praying, and they're seeing witch doctors.
I wrote it down. They went and go see a psychic, and there's tarot card readings and everything. Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere, but I'm just trying to find it. But one guy can't even drink out of a water bottle. That's how bad it's gotten. And I was like, would taking your basketball skills stop you from being a human being? Like,
I was going to say, since when is spraying a water bottle into your mouth part of your basketball talent?
Yeah. So I was the whole time I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like one time the doctor's like, you can't perform on the court. Is there anywhere else where you can't perform? And I was like, oh, you need to hit him. You need to hit him right now. You need to smack him across the face.
Apparently now his basketball talent has something to do with his penis now.
Yeah,
too?
Exactly. I was like, that's a weird question, doctor. You just want to see his dick. You're weird. Okay. So the aliens then approach the Tunes, and they just become huge. They become hunks, they become the mean team, the Monstars. And I kind of liked it. I was like, that's cool. They're kind of fun now. Yeah. So then hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read my notes. I also, can we go back to them testing the players? Okay. Yes. What was with the sexy talk during the testing? Here the players are. They're getting tested by the doctors. And you're like, why are you talking like that? What's going on here? Am I supposed to get hard?
Shows them praying, and they're hooked up to all kinds of machines. I was like, I don't understand. So what? They're normal people now, and they just can't play basketball? it's okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
Life
There was
goes on.
there was sexy talk. There was
Yeah, there was.
There was talk about performing. I was like, this is a weird space. Okay. So then Michael Jordan comes into the mix and he's all like, they go into that basketball court and he's like, this place is dirty. He's like, nothing a little spit shine couldn't fix. And I was like, ew. That part grossed me out. I was like, you guys are gross. So then they get some players come in and Lola Bunny comes in, right? Now, Lola Bunny is super cute, but Bugs is totally simping for her. It's like so sad that he's simping for her. And she doesn't, what did she not like to be called? Babe or honey? What was it?
Doll.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay. So then Jordan's all like, I'm going to join your team. Okay. What do you want to say about all this? Because you're not talking very much. What do you want to say about all this?
I just have like, you know, I want to know why he's going to help him. Like, why all of a sudden is he just like, okay, this sounds cool. Does he miss basketball that much? And he's like, oh, I just want to play. I mean, I don't get it. And when Lola comes in, she's all like, you know, did they not know who she was before that? I mean, she's a Looney Tune. Shouldn't they have known who she was? And they act like she's this brand new person they've never met before.
That is an excellent question, because you're right. Would the world be worse off if the Looney Tunes were no longer here and they were on Moron Mountain? Like, would society collapse without the Looney Tunes?
That's what I mean. It's not.
So why does Jordan end up helping him? He's just like, not my fucking problem.
Right.
So good. Okay. So then he's all like, I need my special basketball shorts from college and my shoes and all that stuff. So then Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, they break into his house, which, okay. So Bugs go in with they're digging through the ground, and Bugs goes in one direction and Daffy Duck goes the other direction, because Daffy's like, I'm gonna go the way I want to go. And Bugs is like, don't go that way. And then Daffy Duck runs into the dog. Okay. And it was a bad choice. So then they're both in the house right now. I have a little question for you in just a second. So they go into the house and they're finding all this stuff. And then they're like, we need the other shoe. And they're like, it's in there, which it ends up being a closet. As soon as he opens up the closet, the dog is there. My question is, how did the dog get from the doghouse to that fucking closet? What's going on here?
Is he supposed to be like, isn't there a Looney Tune dog that lives in a doghouse?
There is a Looney Tune dog, but because Sylvester always tries to eat Tweety and he protects Tweety sometimes, but wouldn't he be animated? Wouldn't it be that dog?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, this whole them breaking into the house. First of all, is that true? Did Jordan really wear his college shorts under his
you're
NBA?
Asking the right. I don't do the sports, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm seriously like, is that a real thing? Because, dude, let go of the superstition. Just move on. But yeah, that whole scene, I just made no sense to me at all. Like, why do they have to dig through the ground? Well, that's because they're in Middle Earth. I just answered my own question. Never mind. But yeah, why is it that only the kids wake up and not the mom?
Yeah.
Wouldn't Michael Jordan have an alarm system of some sort?
Right. Exactly. See, yeah, you're thinking logically. And I'm me, because and those kids, they just attack the dog right off the bat and they're like, get off of him. And I'm like, why don't you chill out? The dog is doing its job. And I was all like, they're kind of being mean to the dog, in my opinion. Those kids are mean to that dog.
Friendly cartoons, because I've seen movies where the cartoons are bad.
Yeah, exactly. So then after they canceled the NBA season because basketball, and I love how it's like only those 5 people, and then after that nobody else loses their powers. And I'm all like, wouldn't you just be like, hey, maybe it's them? But it's like, whatever, it's fine. So they have their big game, right? And they set it up in that big like Looney Tune auditorium. Okay, so here's my thing. Back at the beginning of the movie, when they were in the auditorium and they're like, hey, we're gonna capture you and take you to our planet. They couldn't even fill that auditorium with Looney Tunes, right?
Yeah.
But this game, there's so many people at this Looney Tunes game that there's a line of cars around Toonville. What's going on there? Like, did you guys just not show up to the kidnapping meeting? Like, what's going on?
Well, maybe those are just regular cartoons. Those aren't Looney Tunes.
I mean, maybe.
Because they only want the Looney Tunes. They don't want all cartoons. So if you're just a regular tune, you're safe.
Right
if
on.
You're a Looney Tune, you're fucked.
Right on. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, so here's my question. Another question for you. Okay. So in the game, Marvin the Martian is the referee. Okay. The aliens are animated. Wouldn't Marvin know these people since he's an alien also?
I thought that too. I was like, wait, doesn't he explore the universe? Wouldn't he have known of Mount Moron?
Yeah.
I mean, and can we talk about the game? And there are so many fouls.
So many. Oh my God, I was thinking the same thing.
There are so many fouls.
Yeah, they're like literally punching each other. And I'm all like, that's not allowed.
Literally are like stepping on each other and smushing the tunes with the balls and flattening people. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a foul. I don't know a lot about the basketball, but I know what a foul is.
Exactly. I was the same way during watching it. I was like, there's so many like fouls in this movie. It's crazy.
And then Marvin the Martian wants to call them on a you don't have enough men to play. But I'm like, dude, you're a stickler for that rule, but you can't call one foul.
Right. And I just wanted to be like, Marvin, whose fucking side are you on, dude? You know you're going to Mount Moron, right?
You're a Looney Tune as well. You're getting taken away, dude.
Right on. Okay, and I love, what was the boss monster's name? I don't remember his name, but
I don't either.
I thought it was funny how he was getting a massage during the game. I was like, dirty. I also love how the green one from the Monstars team could all of a sudden breathe fire. I was like, is that LeBron's power? He can breathe fire. What's going on
here?
This
was before LeBron.
You know Charles what I meant. Barkley, I don't know. Barkley. Yeah. There we go. I don't know the names. I don't do the sports. Okay. So, okay. And then I love how, so they lose the first half. Is it
they go into the locker rooms for halftime.
Yeah. And then Michael Jordan's trying to do his pep talk, by the way, horrible pep talker.
Horrible. I said that. I was like, not good at the pep talks.
Yeah. Horrible. And then finally Bugs comes up with giving him a Michael Jordan secret stuff. And I was like, that's semen. Don't drink it. Don't drink the semen. Don't drink semen. But
what was in an aerosol can? Thank goodness that's not how semen sprays. So I think they're safe.
They were drinking it up like it was a bukkake scene. They were just sucking it down and everything.
Yeah, I went, how are they drinking out of an aerosol can? Because they were like squeezing it and everything. I don't know.
Yes.
It was just strange.
Yes. And then they started playing really, really well. And you saw one of the Monstars' butts, which I was like, and I like how Lola Buddy was like, nice butt. And I was like, don't be a hooker. Okay. Come on, honey.
She's, what is it? When people catcall at girls, she was reversing it on him.
A reverse catcall. Yeah. Okay. It's cool. It's cool. Hey, listen, it's fine. It's fine. Remember. Nobody catcalls. Anyways, so
words are
hard. What? You say words hurt?
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right on.
Can we talk about how Newman gets flattened and bringing back?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. So Dennis Nedry joins the game, right? Which I was all like, why? And then he died. He straight up died. I don't know how you feel about that. And then all of a sudden they Violet Beauregard him back to life. Yep. which I just go, which I don't know how you felt about this, but I go, can the living people who are not animated be flattened and then survive? The logic of like the science of this is not weighing out. I don't know how you felt about that. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, no, he should be dead because we have learned through other animated movies like Roger Rabbit, if a tune dies in the real world, they die for good. But if they die in
Yes.
Toon Land, they live. So I think it's the same for a human. You know, you die. You die. You don't get to stay alive in Toon World.
Oh, right on. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. It was really, really weird, but at the same time, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And once
And
he's
then
taken out of the game, that's when Marvin tells them they need a fifth player or they have to forfeit. And who's their fifth player? Should have been there from the beginning. He should
Bill
have been
Murray, Bill
Bill
Murray,
Murray.
which I just at the same time, I just want to be like, I was like, Marvin, fucker, whose side are you on, you little bitch? I thought we were friends. Yeah, Bill Murray shows up. How did you feel about that?
I thought it was hysterical because through the whole thing, they make it sound like, you know, his lifelong dream was not to be an actor. It was to be an NBA basketball player.
Right.
He's finally going to get to live his dream.
Right on. Yeah, I wrote this down because while I was watching it, I was writing down notes. And I wrote down Bill Murray shows up. How do these humans keep getting into Toontown? And right after that, Sylvester goes up to him and he asks him, like, hey, oh no, Daffy Duck does. He's like, hey, how did you get here? And I was like, that's what I want to know. Thank you, Daffy. And then Bill Murray goes on to explain it, but I wasn't buying his big bag of bullshit. Like, I was like, he's like, yeah, I got my agent and they got me a guy. And I was like, yeah, already your story's not tracking, fucker. So
well, Newman was honest. He was like, I just went into the hole and kept digging.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, Dennis Nedry was way more believable than Bill Murray. But at the same time, I love Bill Murray. So I was like, I'm happy you're here.
Yeah.
And so I wrote down, apparently Bill Murray can play basketball. He's a pretty good basketball player.
Well, it is his lifelong dream.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it though. I was like, "Oh, you're so old. Like, I don't believe that you can play this game."
Bill Murray was one of those people that when he was probably 18, he probably looked 40. I don't think he ever looked like really young.
That's funny.
I love him to death, but I can't imagine him looking like a 16-year-old kid. Like, he's just my whole life been Bill Murray. Even in Ghostbusters,
right?
He looked old. So
yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. I should send you a picture of him as a teenager.
Oh, okay. You're gonna ruin my dream, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I won't ruin it. Okay, so I don't know if you want to talk about the game or anything like that, but they end up winning. Okay.
Yes, the Tunes win. Oh, I did not see that coming.
Yes, and Bill Murray retires because he wants to end on a win. And I'm like, look at you. Way to go, buddy.
Same, Bill. Same.
Because he wants to ice his knees. He's like, I'm gonna go ice my knees. And I was like, I get you there. My knees are fucking shot as an old person. It fucking sucks. Okay, so then here's another thing. Then Dennis Nedry is all like, hey, your game is in 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. Got to get to your baseball game, which you're probably going to lose because you're not that great of a player. And then, but he drops him off in the alien spaceship. And I'm like, where is the government right now? It was there for a full, what was that, like 5 minutes? Nobody decided to like bring in a Harrier jet or anything.
Or at least the FAA would have been freaking their shit out, shutting everything down, going, there's just a weird craft in the air. I don't know. Yeah, it is very strange.
Yeah, and then so I can't remember if he played / won that basketball game or whatever. But then he they get the players that got their abilities taken. They get them because he tells the aliens because they decide to stay in Toonville. They're all like, he's like, you got to give the players back their powers. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, fuckers, you can't be dicks about this shit. So then they give them back their powers. Now, what did you think about the scene? Sorry.
Okay, so this is my question. The aliens were all super happy that they were bigger than the head moron.
Yeah.
And everything. And then the minute they give their powers back, they shrink back. But they're cartoons. Can't they choose to stay that big? Because Bugs Bunny didn't have any special powers and he was able to go boom, boom, boom,
Oh, that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. But stop making so much sense. You're gonna ruin this movie for me. So
oh, well,
yeah, so they get their powers back, and that's
it made no sense.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, oh, I'll stop because this movie made no sense.
Right on. So then they get their powers back, and then that's the end of the movie. So, which we didn't mention that the Monstars, they send their boss in a rocket into space, which I'm all like, he should have been back in the sequel because he didn't die. He just went up into space. But hey, whatever. We're not writers here.
Yeah,
we're just.
I wish we were. I'm pretty good. We were sure we could at least,
figure that part of the program out. Right on. Okay. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about this movie?
Well, do you think this movie held up? Did you like it as much as you did when you were a kid?
I want to be honest with you. I didn't like it as much as I did with a kid because when I was a kid, this movie was the shit. It was the bomb diggity, if you get what I'm saying. but I didn't hate it as much as I did the second one. I was there was some things that I was just like, you know what, I can like this. I actually like it. It was fun. So did it hold up? No. But did I hate it? No. What about you?
I kind of feel the same way. It didn't hold up to the way that I remember it, but I also, I didn't hate it. It's nothing like the second one. I can flat out say that is an hour and 45 minutes of my life. I would like Warner Brothers to give me back because the legacy is horrible.
Horrible.
This one, it wasn't like I didn't feel bad that I watched it. It was fine.
Yeah, I felt like they didn't lean too hard on Michael Jordan for this movie. Like, even though he was the star, I felt like the tunes took over most of the story of it and the acting wise. But
I also don't think that he did the same thing. Like, I felt like in the legacy, LeBron James was trying to act, and I think Michael Jordan was just being Michael Jordan.
Right, I agree with that. I agree. All right, would you recommend this movie to people?
Yeah.
Me too. I would recommend it. I'm like, you know what? It wasn't my favorite movie, but I was actually a pretty decent time,
Yeah. I normally, besides the legacy, I like movies that have the human world and the animated world coming together.
Right on. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, now that we're done talking about this movie, why don't we go ahead and head over to our next session? And that is our questions portion of this. Vetta, what was your question for this movie?
Well, because there are so many to choose from, and when I say so many, I do mean so many.
Right.
What is your favorite Bill Murray movie?
Well, first off, I just want to say that I love Bill Murray. That man is genius. I love him. He's so funny. He's great. And I had to go back to a classic that I remember watching as a kid again, and that is Caddyshack. I love Caddyshack. It's so I love that he's at this war with this gopher, and the gopher is just a puppet, but it's so freaking cute. I love that gopher growing up.
And he's got the little bit of like a lisp thing going on.
Yeah. I love when he's like the little flowers, and he's like using those as like golf balls, but they're not golf balls, they're flowers. And he's like, I just went over the 300 power mark. And I'm like, oh, this is so great. And then he's like setting off TNT, and I was like, that's not legal, but it's fun and everything. It's so good. I love him. He's great. I'll watch anything Bill Murray's in. What about you? What's your favorite Bill Murray movie?
For sure. I think this might have been an easier question if I would have said what was your least favorite Bill Murray movie, but I went with, again, a movie I saw so long ago, and every time I come across it, I'm like, it makes me laugh. And when I hear people say they have no idea about this movie, I'm like, you're idiots. And I went with What About Bob?
Oh my God, that almost made my list. I love that movie. There's a scene where there's a guy on a boat, and he's like, I'm a sailor now. And I'm like, whoa. So oh my God, I love that movie. Okay, you talk and then I'll talk. Go ahead.
Everything about that movie. If you've never seen it, Richard Dreyfuss is Bob's psychiatrist, and he goes on vacation, but Bob has so many issues. He stalks him to his vacation house, and of course the family invites him in,
and they love him,
and they love him so much, and Richard Dreyfuss can't stand him, and it just wants to be away from him, and the family loves him so much.
I love when he goes to find his address for his summer home. He like pretends to be a detective, and he's like, yeah, his client, and I don't remember, he's like Bob, whatever his name is, died. I need his address so I can tell him and everything. And I'm all like, why would a detective tell the psychiatrist? Like, it's so crazy.
It was murder.
And then I love the wife in that movie because she's so like, I don't remember any of the lines that she says, but I remember just thinking like, oh, this is a crazy person also. She's like, but she's fun. Yeah, no, I love that movie. So we should watch that movie for this too. Yeah.
Oh, I just loved it so much that he gets on the bus with his goldfish to go.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. Yeah, I love
everybody in the town hates the doctor, so they're more than happy
to
be friends with Bob and to help Bob out. Which I just absolutely love it because the psychiatrist goes bananas and Bob like is doing better. Like all of his issues start to go away because he's spending time with his doctor's family. Yeah, I just love that movie. It always makes me happy.
Right on. Okay. So moving on to my question. I was going to ask you what, okay, so for Legacy, I asked you who your favorite Looney Tune was. And do you remember what you said?
I think I said Pepe Le Pew.
You broke it down into like certain topics or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember what you said. That's why I was asking you. But I remember
sure I said I'm sure I'm gonna get backlash, but I like it. I know everybody thinks Pepe Le Pew is like a stalker and everything, but
he's
I always
great.
thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, if you're one of those weirdos that's all like, he's problematic.
When he's a cartoon, he's not stalking
fuck off.
anyone.
Yeah, go suck a dick. Nobody cares about you. Okay, so my question for this movie is, well, who is your least favorite Looney Tune? Go.
I had a hard time with this because I really don't not like anyone, but I kind of go, if I say my least favorite, I'm gonna have to go with the Roadrunner. I always just feel so bad for
why the Roadrunner?
Coyote. Well, because he's kind of a dick.
He is kind of a dick. And all he says is Matt, and you're all like, what is that? That's not even language. That's just noises.
Right. I'm like, every other Looney Tune can talk, Roadrunner. Why don't you? Yeah, I just think he's just, even if he doesn't let Wile E. Coyote catch him, which he shouldn't because the coyote wants to eat him, but he doesn't have to be a dick, and he's such a huge dick to poor Wile E.
He is.
He's just trying to survive. He's just looking for a little, meat.
Dinner. Yeah. He's trying to eat, and you're just being a douche. Yeah. You're lighting him on fire. You're blowing him up.
You're going to the edge of a cliff, and for some reason you can run off the cliff and he falls immediately. Like, what do you got? Like a little invisible platform there, and you're just like, fall down to your death.
Yeah, get out of here with your nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, mine, I picked this one. There were some ones that I could have picked, like the granny or the witch or whatever, but this one, I don't understand his reasoning for being in the Looney Tunes, and that's Gossamer, the red monster.
Oh yeah.
The hairy one. Because every time I see him, I'm like, why are you here? Like, what is your purpose? Because I don't understand. And I just, all you do is stand around and go, and everything, and like beat up Sylvester because he's trying to eat what's his face. And I just don't understand his purpose. Yeah, that's my story.
Yeah. So another person just in the show to be a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how many people does Tweety Bird need defending him? He's already got the dog. He's got Granny.
Right. Exactly.
And now he's got, a monster too. I mean, come on, Tweety. Why do you have your own security? This is, again, Sylvester's just trying to eat.
Right. All right. So I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. Yeah, sorry. If you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere where you get your podcast and everything, please leave us a 5-star rating. It really helps us out a lot. You have no idea. And we would also really appreciate it. We will be also posting this to the video version of this, so you can see our lovely faces on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Now, listen, you guys, we can see that you guys are watching our channel. The problem is you're not subscribing. Like, we can literally see it. Our watch hours are pretty good, but our subscribership is not as good as it could be. So if you go to YouTube and you're going to watch our videos, just hit the subscribe button. No big deal. It does nothing to you, but it helps us out a lot. And then also hit the notification bell so you can see when our episodes drop. And you can find us on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. And you guys, please do not forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye.